You're here.
Why don't you introduce yourself and your role in Farmasi?
Hi, I'm Encik Ridhwan. I'm a production pharmacist and a production manager at Farmasi Life Science, where we are conducting our local fill and finish process for Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine. I pretty much oversee the entire production department, so this encompasses the manufacturing and the packaging sections as well. And so part of my job is to ensure the production operation runs very smoothly and as per set schedule. My day will vary from day to day, but what remains constant is what we do in the morning. Pretty much I will coordinate this production tier meeting where we will gather up all of the production leaders together, and we will discuss and we will update the current progress that we are going through. And this is also the platform that my subordinates will use to voice out any of their concerns in terms of any difficulties if they're facing to execute that particular production task that they have set for that day. On top of that, once this is over, I will also review all batch manufacturing records for all the batches that are produced in Farmasi Life Science. Just to share a bit of information for the COVID-19 vaccine, this is the type of document that we are subjected to be submitted and to be reviewed even by our regulatory body, NPRA, prior releasing these vaccines out for public use. To be in this profession, it is very important that you have strong passion to be within this medical industry, and as well any passions that you have to improve the lives of others as well. Okay, so and on top of that, it's also important that you complete your tertiary education in pharmacy or any related subject to pharmacy. In addition to this, once completed your pharmacy degree, you can undertake your PRP or your provisional pharmacist license within the industry, and this will be a good platform for you to grow in the pharmaceutical industry. There are many misconceptions about any jobs in general, but in particular for the pharmaceutical industry, I think people, they generally have the lack of understanding or the lack of knowledge of how big and how vast our industry is, and this requires this industry to be one of the most highly regulated industries in the world today, and this reflects the highest standards of manufacturing practices that we undertake within the pharmaceutical industry. I think throughout this pandemic and by undertaking this current role that I'm in, it has taught me many valuable things, such as the importance to have the work-life balance, and this generally affects how you perform, or the ability on you performing your job during your work days. So the type of difficulties that I faced was in general was that work-life balance, that I didn't get to spend enough time, or I didn't get to spend as much time as I wanted with my wife and with my son, and this is something, a compromise that we as a family we had to understand for each other. You know, my son, he's about 3.5 years old, and he's at that stage where he's learning words and he's communicating with us verbally. So we literally had to teach him, and we had to taught him, he's been taught the word of COVID-19 and the word of vaccine. And when we teach him to combine them together, and then he understands what his father does. And this was, you know, a bit of a funny moments that we have, something that we never thought that we ever go through this year. You know, at this stage of where we are, we have completed several clinical trial studies, and WHO has also published them, and the results are proven to show that the vaccines are effective and they are able to prevent and reduce the rate of transmission of COVID-19 virus. So it would be advisable and highly recommended that for you to go and book your vaccine appointment immediately today.